and may not be suitable for children under 13 years of age. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy Friday, and welcome to my brand new live show, Meet a Channel Member. It's something I've been toiling on for the last couple of months, actually, and something I wanted to do for my channel members who actually take hard-earned cash out of their wallet and donate a couple of bucks to me every month. And I felt like I need to do something and, get to know these people that help support the channel. So I put a little members only message on my YouTube the other day asking for volunteers. And I tell you, it was bam, 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 bam. So I got 5 lined up already. And the first one who answered the call is Benjamin right here. And I believe you've been a subscriber for quite some time, haven't you?
Yes, I have. At least about 2 years, I think.
Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you for the support.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm very, very honored to be here.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you answering the call, and we'll see if I embarrass you or whatever happens tonight, because you've seen my live streams. You don't know what's going on. It's been a hell of a week. I've got an ice cold mics with me right here. I might pour it into my PPR sponsored or my glass. I haven't decided. So, well, first and foremost, tell us a little about yourself.
Well, okay. So, hello, my name is Benjamin. I'm
that's at the bottom of the screen there.
Yep. Well, there we go.
And first off, you're in Canada, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm in Montreal, Quebec. But I'm 46. So I'm born in 1976. And in 1976, actually, the Olympics were in Montreal. So I'm an Olympic baby. But I've been a Transformers fan for ever since it started when I was 7 years old, back in 1984. So I love the Transformers. I love everything about it, the lore, the characters. My favorite character is Soundwave, as you can see. I absolutely love Soundwave. Soundwave is my absolute favorite. The Netflix one is right there.
So you got a Netflix one?
Yes, I got a Netflix one.
They were hard to get up in Canada. I remember when they were coming out.
Don't ask me how much I paid.
Oh, the joy of being a collector.
Yep. The eBay prices were just insane. And
I lucked out. Of course, you saw my Facebook post here, yesterday where I lucked out and I finally found a hubcap.
Yes.
And I'm excited about that.
I also got the two pack, the Dirge and Ramjet. Don't ask me how much I paid for that either.
And here they are re-releasing them.
Yeah.
So,
damn.
Hey, that's the way it goes. Well, I have some buddies of mine still looking for Motormaster, and I'm like, well, hopefully, because they re-released Jetfire, they re-released Skylinks. Yeah. Hopefully, they'll re-release Motormaster, because the other Stunticons are clogging the shelves. Dead End and Breakdowns just hanging out at my Walmart right now, though I've not seen a Wild Rider in the wild.
Okay. All right.
I get so many people like on my videos, they'll be like, where'd you get him? And I was like, I tell you guys all the time, I pre-order.
Yeah.
I used to not pre-order, but now it's got to the point, if you don't pre-order, you're not going to get them.
Well, this is it. I can't find anything in my local shops or anything. Our Walmarts have nothing at all. And Toys R Us, forget about it. The prices are just insane. I mean, what I paid for Kickback, not good. So
you guys still have Toys R Us. I forget that. I mean, I have in my area, I have an Ollie's, $4 Generals, and Walmart.
See, and we used to have Target back in 2012. We had Target, and Target Canada failed. And I think that's because of the inventory. The inventory got screwed up. There was a whole bunch of product that was sitting in a warehouse somewhere. and the computer, the shipment computer didn't register it. So it's like it never happened. So
Kid
anyway.
Toby, you have no idea of the horrors of dusting this collection.
Yes.
Now, if you look behind me, see there's black shelves,
Mhm.
and then the others are gray shelves. There's a reason those shelves are gray.
See,
They
white.
don't have to get dusted as much. When I pulled the throttle bots off my shelf, they were on the black shelves like that, and you just saw their little footprints. Like, yeah, I'm dusting this shelf before I put them back up. And shut down 307. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. All right, so for my Meet a Member thing, I'm going to do the same deal I do with the sit rep. I have 10 questions for you as a toy collector, and we'll just get to know you throughout this thing. And
Okay.
if it derails because that's what happens. And I'm proud when that happens. So, question number 1.
Yes.
What is the appeal of Transformers for you? You said you started out like me in 84, though I was 10. And so what's kept you going with these awesome plastic robots?
Well, it's always been, even when we didn't have the plastic robots, even when we just had the fiction, right? The fiction is just, it's timeless. And it was something that, as a kid, I guess it was the puzzle aspect to it, because my parents really loved to give them to me because it helped your motor skills, right? But for me, it's just cool. It's just cool, and it's really, really, like, I have a lot of fun with just playing with them and just reading about them. I recently got the Jim Sorensen book with the big thing of the history of Transformers. I don't know if you know that book.
I'm trying to think of the title. I'm sure I have it.
I have it here.
Is
Let
it
me
the
see
one
it.
that has movie Optimus Prime's face on
Yes,
the cover?
yes.
Yeah, I've got that one.
Yeah. So yeah, and so even when, and I think back in 2007 when the new movie came out, before it ever came out, and we saw those images of, you know, Optimus Prime and all these other things, even though it was the Bavers, and I wasn't too crazy about the way they looked and whatever, I'm still a G1 fan. I still gave it a go, and that helped me in rekindling my love for it. I had never really lost it. I stopped really collecting, but I think the 2007 movie really got me back into collecting, and then got me out as quickly as it got me in, because I took a look at the figures and I'm like, oh God, these are horrid.
But what was cool, I mean, as much as the movies are hit and miss for me,
Yeah.
I like 1, 2, and 3, and well, not as much 2. I like 1 and 3,
Yeah.
and 4 and 5 they don't exist as far as I'm concerned.
No.
But they helped keep the Transformer franchise alive.
This is what I'm saying.
And even
yes.
though we had those garbage movie bots,
Yes.
we were still getting what was out at the time then. I mean, they came out with Reveal the Shield, which was a spinoff of a movie, but they were like extra, the classics line. That's what was going on at that time. So you had your movie figures, you had the classic line, which led into the Chugs.
Yes.
You know, they came up with the Thrilling 30 and then all that. And it kept, so you had the movie on one side, and you had the figures like we like on the other. And that's what I appreciate. I bought a few of the movie figures like you didn't like them, but there was my G1-ish figures right there. Even
yes. Yeah. I even got into the classics line. Like the classics, I had all the Seekers. Like
Ram Jet was the first one, wasn't he? Because I mean, I thought it was Starscream, and then it was
Starscream. It was Starscream, and that is well, I have Starscream there, but the Earthrise version. But that basically is the mold is basically the same for that. And
yeah, I've got every one of those.
Yeah,
even Acid Storm.
Oh, see, I couldn't find Acid Storm. See,
he was one I bought just because you'll go in the store and you just have that itch. It's like I gotta buy something, even though I don't know who that figure is. I'm gonna get that.
Well, this is it. This is what happened, and it caused more recently. It caused a problem. I was like, "Ooh, that's good, that's good, that's good," and suddenly I'm like, "I don't have the money for that sort of." You know,
Hoorah, Shark Decon, or
There you go.
Marine. Hoorah, Shark Decon. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read the comments on the side.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Got to keep
That's
that
awesome.
interactivity going on. We've got
Of course.
23 people watching you right now.
Well, I want to thank you again for that Browning. I still have the Brownings up there. Let's see if I can get him. There he is.
See, I get that from a lot of people. They thank me for a figure, but then kind of curse me because of what I did to their wallet.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Here, let's see if I can get it in frame here. Can I get in? There he is.
There he is. Glorious. You got the blue one too, didn't you?
Yeah, I got the blue one. I'm a Decepticon collector. I only collect the Decepticons. The only Autobot I have is Prime, obviously, the Earthrise version. But no, it's all Decepticon because the Decepticons were just better.
See, that's how I was with Beast Wars. With
Yes.
The lines right now, I get them all.
Yeah.
But with Beast Wars, I just like the Predacons better. They were dinosaurs, lizards, bugs, crabs, and the Maximals. I mean, they're cats and dogs and stuff like that.
No, this is it. And it worked out perfectly because my brother was the hero and I was the villain. So it worked out. There was no fighting with the toys or anything like that. I had my Decepticons, or I had for G.I. Joe, I had Cobra, or He-Man, I had Skeletor. It all worked out. There was no fighting. No fighting at all. I was the bad guy, and he liked it that way, and I liked it that way. So it was great.
Well, the bad guys always had cooler stuff. I mean,
I know.
I got a Masters of the Universe Origins collection right here.
Yeah.
Two. How long the shelves are about 3 foot across, and
Exactly.
it's all the villains. I mean,
yes. Yes. Yeah. No. I finally, because I remember quite a while ago, I messaged you to get a Skeletor. I wound up getting a Skeletor. I wound up getting quite a few of the evil warriors. So yeah, I'm big on the villains and anti-heroes. Any anti-hero like Mad Max, love them. Any of that is amazing. I love.
That's why I'm loving these new Junkions coming out, because I've always wanted a Mad Max post-apocalyptic Transformer.
Yes.
And these new Junkions are kind of fitting the bill.
Yep. That's it.
All right, so let's go into question 2 real quick, since we're kind of on that roll anyway.
Okay.
Aside from G1, which is always the number one answer, what's your favorite Transformer fiction aside from that? Whether it be a comic series, a show, movie, you got G1. What's your next favorite line or series fiction?
Okay, so there's a two-part question, two-part answer to that. I would say Beast Wars. Okay, and the reason for Beast Wars is because, well, that again, when it came out, I watched it and I loved it, and I loved the fact that it got dark at the end, and it had that G1 bridge, the bridge between G1 when they got into the Ark and they found G1 Megatron, G1 Prime, all of that. I loved that. The second part of that question is that even though I haven't read any of the comics, I want to get into the comics. I want to get into the Marvels. I want to get into the IDWs, some of the IDWs. Like, I really want to learn about this guy here, Tarn. I have never read anything about Tarn, but he's awesome. He looks.
See, I quit collecting right before he showed up because I have all the IDW hardcovers, because I collect mine all in trade paperback or hardcover, and I got them all the way up to the end of, I guess, the first wave. And then I tried getting into the IDW when it branched off into 2 different series. And then it just got into politics and everything else. I'm like, nope, I want robots fighting robots. I don't need to know all this senator versus this senator and this. It just started getting real world. And I was like, I collect this shit to get away from the real world. I don't want to in my comic books.
Exactly. But I do want to read about More Than Meets the Eye, because that's his introduction, like Tarn's introduction, and his character just seems really cool. I mean, with his own voice, he can he just has to say something and Transformers deactivated or something like that. I read something like that. So, and he's like, his god is Megatron, and from what I read, he meets Megatron, and Megatron has defected to the Autobots, and that kind of tears his whole world.
And that's
And he's like,
blasphemy to me. That's
yeah. And he's like, what the hell? So he says, well, okay, Decepticonism is more than just Megatron. So he fights Megatron, and Megatron kills him. And that's what I read on that. And I know there's more to it, but I have to. He was only in for a few issues. I think it's called More Than Meets the Eye. So I have to read that, because the only comic I did read was All Hail Megatron, which I absolutely loved, because the Decepticons were winning.
Yeah, I think that kicked off the whole IDW series.
Yeah.
I loved it. The only problem with that is they had so many different artists throughout that series. And when you have them all like in trade paperback, you're just flipping through, all of a sudden the art just drastically changes. And for me, that takes me out of it if it's something like that. Especially
I'm the same. Yeah,
not a good artist.
Some of the books, like I got the full the big one with all of them together, and as you're reading, like it's the big book, and you're reading it, and suddenly when it changes, you're like, oh, well, that doesn't look too good at all.
There was one IW when IDW first came out. One artist made him look Bayversy but G1, and they just looked horrible. And then they started look more and more like themselves.
Oh yes, I remember that. Hot Rod. It was Hot Rod that looked like something, I don't know.
Yeah, they had all the cables and stuff looked like
muscles. And I'm like,
oh, these are ugly.
but I did like when in that story when I think Sunstreaker, he was there was something going on with Sunstreaker. They had pulled him apart and he was just in pieces.
They had used him to create the headmaster process.
Yes.
I thought that was pretty. I mean, there were some really neat storylines. It's been a long time since I read them. And it was cool how they had Galvatron, a separate character from Megatron. He come from a different universe. Which, going back to the movies, that's how I look at them. The movies, kind of like DC Comics. If you watch DC movies, they have all these different movies, and none of them really tie in with each other. They're just different stories, the multiverse. So as far as the movies are concerned, to me, that's a multiverse. That's another Transformer stories and another reality.
I agree completely, because that's how I feel about, like, my favorite character, DC character, is Batman, of course. And, the newest Batman was just amazing. And that is an elsewhere story. That's what it is. And it's different from I don't know what's going on DC right now, because never mind.
Fire Talks, you're right. There were some disturbing stories. I love taking our childhood heroes and just they grow up with us. You got these dark stories. I mean, it's just something else.
Well, that's why I love like the Netflix series. I to a certain degree, because you saw like Autobot Graves, you saw like Transformers actually dying in that series, and you saw a tyrannical Megatron there, and
wasn't it Shockwave that killed the whole city of Decepticons in order to get their sparks or something?
Yes.
Because I remember watching that with Dylan, and Dylan kind of looked at me and goes, "Dad, he just killed all those guys." All right, they're robots. They'll just turn back on.
Yeah. They'll turn back on. That's right. Oh boy. So I actually saw the first Transformers movie in theaters back in '86, and there's a cute little picture of me because I went for Halloween that year. I think it was '85 or '86. No, it was '86. I went as Soundwave, and my mother made the costume, and my brother went as Optimus Prime, and it was so cool.
I went as Optimus Prime one year. I had like the mask from you could get the box. We're old. Yeah. You ever get in the box? You had the plastic suit with the mask. So I had the mask, and I had a ski mask that I put on over, because you can't have hair sticking out the back of your Optimus Prime. And then I did the body out of cardboard and the arms. I had toilet paper rolls for the smokestacks.
Yes. Yeah. That's
I couldn't walk. I couldn't see, but it was fun.
No. It was God, like, and then you couldn't sit down either.
Yeah, I remember sitting at one point and you heard a rip, and I'm like, oh
no. Oh, but that was the best. I loved that. I always loved dressing up for Halloween. It was one of my favorite holidays. It is my favorite holiday.
Okay, this one's got me confused. What island was your Statue of Liberty on, as you recall? Staten? Okay, moving on. Do you have a favorite figure or grail? One that you'll never let go of?
Yes. Yes, G1 Soundwave. I have the Toys R Us reissued G1 Soundwave. And that was actually my very first Transformer I ever got. And consequently, he's my favorite character, as you can see. So G1 Soundwave was the very first one I ever got, and I loved it. I loved the gimmick with the tape deck. And when I got the Netflix one, I was like, oh, he transforms into a tape deck. Oh, this is the first time he doesn't transform into something weird, because I have the War for Cybertron one.
Yeah, the weird ship.
The weird ship, or anything about the Bayverse, like a satellite. I'm like, well, okay, I can see a satellite.
Remember the one he turned into this weird truck, and
Yeah.
his minions were the little disc things?
That's what this one is.
Oh, yeah.
I have him. Here, where is he? There he is. There he is. This is the War for Cybertron. This is the video game.
I got the real big. I had that one. Do I still have him? I may have sold that one, but I got the two big ones. I got the Soundwave and the Sound Blaster.
I absolutely loved that video game, though. That video game, they need to make another video game because, for the PS5, something for the PS5. They have to. But going back to the question, the G1 Soundwave is my absolute number one.
Excellent.
I love it.
Yeah, I love that Toys R Us reissue. I think that was the one I got back when I started recollecting, because he came with Ravage
and Buzzsaw.
Buzzsaw, okay.
Oh, no. He came with Ravage and Laserbeak. I'm sorry. The original one came with
Buzzsaw.
The original came with Buzzsaw. So we still haven't had an updated version of Buzzsaw yet.
Which I don't get. All they got to do is repaint that Laserbeak. And Hasbro knows repaints. They can do it.
Of course they can do it. Look, there's G2 Ramjet right there.
Yeah, I don't want to point to all my Terrajet stickers that I have.
Yes, exactly. Okay. There's tons.
So, all right, moving on. What figure is your white whale? Your most wanted toy?
My most wanted toy. My most wanted toy would actually be a Devastator. Any version of, if Legacy came out with a Devastator, I would, of course, the price would probably make me cry, but, and as I told you, the figures are becoming too expensive here. So after Tarn, as I said, I'm done. But if I were to be collecting again, and I could still afford it, I would definitely go for a Devastator, because Menastor needs someone to play with. No, but seriously, it's I only had Mixmaster. That's the only one I could find was Mixmaster when I was a kid. And I played the hell out of that thing in the sandbox, wherever, I played with that. But I always wanted the other Constructicons, and the Constructicons were my favorite combiner as a kid. And then as I'm growing up, it's obviously the Stunticons that have taken over as the top combiner. But
I thought Combiner Wars Devastator was pretty cool. I mean, individual figures aren't that great, but I mean the combine mode's awesome.
The combine mode's all right. Yeah. It's just look at the price.
Yeah.
At least in terms of my money. I mean, oof. But yeah, I think Legacy. If Legacy came out with one of those, like in the Studio 86 or something, I would definitely take it.
All right. Next question, I'm going to skip because I was going to ask, what's your favorite Transformer figure?
What's my favorite Transformer figure?
Wheelie.
What's
Wheelie.
Actually, I'm going to take this guy down for just a minute. Not because he's my favorite, but this was my very first. Earthrise Megatron was the very first new figure that I got.
Is that the Earthrise one?
Oh, that's the Earthrise one. That's the Earthrise Megatron. Whoop! There we go.
Yeah, I can see his face better now. He had the longer chin.
And yes, and he has the Toyhax decals. I always decal up my bots and wait for your videos. Thank you very much. But no, but this was actually my very first bot that I got when I
That
started
rhymes.
recollecting back in 2020, and it holds a special place, even though it's not the greatest figure in the world. After this, I found you. I found your videos. So I looked at I looked and I saw this up on Amazon, and I saw the Siege one as well, and I said, okay, one is $10 less, so I'm going to go with the one that's cheaper. So the Earthrise one was cheaper, so I went with that one, and then I forget how it happened. I was on YouTube, and then suddenly I found you and one of your videos, and I don't know if it was the sky the what was it, flywheels, the flywheels review that you did for Siege. That was
I
the
think
first.
that it was either Flywheels or Hound was my first Siege, because Siege is when I first started doing modern figures.
Yes, that's right.
I started my channel during the, I think it was one of the Combiner Wars line, Titans Return, one of
Yes.
those.
Yes.
But I started and I was doing G1 reviews because I thought nobody would want to see new figures because everybody and their brother was doing them. And
So actually,
and it wasn't until Siege that I started doing the newer figures, because my subscribers at the time were saying, do the new ones, do the new ones. So.
Yes. I think Skytread. That's it. That's his new name. So yes, it was Sky. I do remember it was Skytread that was the very first one of the modern figures that you did back in 2020 when I first found you. So it's been 3 years that I've been a subscriber. So yes, but no, but that's so. Yes, he's not my favorite, but he's my very first one. So that's one of the things that I'll go with. The other one that I go with would be obviously Netflix Soundwave, because it's Soundwave. But yeah, and of course you can't forget Menasor up there. So.
All right, so now we've went over all the questions that you've heard before in the sit reps. These are my brand new questions for channel members. Excitement.
Ooh.
All right, so aside from Transformers, any other lines that you collect? Are you Transformers strictly, or okay? Here we go.
No. So I was buying some of the G.I. Joe Classified. Of course, it's only Cobra. I only collect the baddies. And as I mentioned before, Motu or Masters of the Universe, only Skeletor's minions. I do have a Hordak, but I'm not going into the Horde. I think I've stopped that basically. The only one I was basically missing was Whiplash.
I got to get the Snake Man. They're coming out now.
The Snake Man, yes. Oh yeah. One of the series I really liked was the 2002 He-Man. That was awesome. I love that series.
The Netflix one?
No.
Oh, the Mike Young series. No.
Yes.
And
yes.
the fact that series just kills me.
Yes, it did. Oh my god. I was like, you can find it on Tubi, right? Or you can find it on YouTube. The whole series.
I found it at Target, the complete series on DVD for $14.99.
Oh, see, I found on eBay, I found Batman the Animated Series for $60, my money, which was actually a very good deal. And it arrived in no time flat because it was in Ontario, so it took no time to get here. And that's the other thing that I love is it may not be. I haven't collected any of the other figures, but I do have a Batman. I do have a Joker. I have Kit, a Jada Kit. And the great thing about the kit is that if you open up the car door, the sensor goes. Ooh. There's a light that makes the sensor go.
I don't have the big one that's electronic. I got the little kit, and then I found car to go with.
Yep. You know what was interesting? In Montreal, we did have Peter Cullen come to Comic-Con. And one of, I guess it was an attendee or whatever, he gifted Peter Cullen a license plate that said car on it, because he voiced Car in the series, right? So he went out of his way, this attendee went out of his way to make a license plate that said Car and gave it to Peter Cullen. Peter Cullen was like, oh, everyone comes to me for Optimus Prime. Nobody's come to me for car. Nobody, no. And you're the very first person. And he was like, oh my God. It was pretty cool.
I would
Pretty
have him
cool.
sign one of my NECA Predator boxes.
There you go.
He was the voice of the Predator.
He was.
Yep.
Oh my God. That guy's been around.
Peter Cullen, our idol.
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, an ugly motherfucker.
Yes. But I think that's oh, I do have a tumbler. I do have a Hot Wheels tumbler, a big one. But yeah, I think that's about all the lines that I collect. Things that I'm into, I'd really love to get like a model of Mad Max's V8 Interceptor. That would really be awesome.
Going back to car real quick.
Yes. Yes.
Do you have the Earthrise Runabout?
Yes.
The black one?
Yes.
Do you have the Toyhax decal set that turns him into car?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I found him, and I found his brother from on Facebook. Actually, there was some guy selling him. And don't ask me how much it was. We're not going to discuss prices, but selling it. And I went to go meet him in a mall. And
thank you for stopping by Sharkticon and messing with my mind a little bit. That was pretty cool, though. The guy, which multiverse are you from? Thanks once again. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.
So yeah, so that's what I've got. I've got those two. Yeah, and
or Dr. Claw. He voiced so many.
Oh yeah.
What's amazing is Frank Welker, who we know so well for Megatron.
Yes.
And he's done so many voices where he's just the animal. He's
yes.
Like that.
Well, he was in Scooby-Doo, right? He voiced what was the now I forget the name of the blonde-haired guy.
What's that?
The blonde-haired guy on Scooby-Doo. Fred, yeah. He voiced Fred. But you were starting to watch, I'm sorry?
Oh, I started watching Dungeons and Dragons on YouTube.
Okay.
Peter Cullen is Venger.
Oh,
and
God.
You can hear Optimus Prime in Venger's voice.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah.
And Welker was Uni.
Those two have been around for, oh, God. They do so many. And I think this year, I think we're getting John DiMaggio is coming. So the guy who's Bender from Futurama. He's coming to
tiny metal ass.
Yeah, he's coming to Montreal. Who else do we have coming? We have we have Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon is coming. So Giancarlo Esposito. And we have the Armorer coming. So we have a whole bunch of people that are coming because I'm actually staff at Montreal Comic Con. So I work
that's awesome. Yeah. I'm looking so forward to TF Con. The only person they've announced so far is Dan Gild. I always mess his name up. The voice of Bumblebee.
Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah. I've seen, actually went to go see nothing Transformers related. I think the only Transformer, it was Peter Cullen. I didn't get to see him. But I have seen Patrick Stewart speak. So I went to a panel with Patrick Stewart. I went to a panel with the late great Kevin Conroy, who voiced Batman for years and years. So I've seen, and I think I saw, and I saw the big Star Trek thing with Janeway and Shatner and all of them together and Brent Spiner. So I've seen my share of. When I saw Malcolm McDowell from Clockwork Orange, and that was pretty cool. So. Yeah.
Excuse me. Getting all choked up. Allergy season here in West Virginia.
Okay. It was rainy here in Montreal for a long time, and today it was finally sunny.
Yeah, that's what happened here. It was cold and nasty, and it was actually a decent day.
Yeah.
All right. Next question.
Yes.
Other than finding figures and the money to buy them, in your opinion, what's the hardest thing about being a collector?
Oh boy.
Uh-huh.
No. This is an easy one. Space. Space is a huge problem for me.
Well, see,
because
the problem is you got those damn books on that shelf right there. You don't need to read. Toss them things and put more robots up. See, I notice things. That's my years in the service. I notice things.
I know. The
I
only
noticed
problem,
my Mike's Hard Lemonade was out, but I
the only
always
pro-
come prepared.
the only problem with that is if I did that, the other person living in this house would probably kill me. So no.
That's why I was allowed my own room.
Yeah. See, we have just a little condo here, so it's a 3.5 condo, so it's a small little space. We need bigger space because most of my bots are in storage, unfortunately. So
yeah, that's sad. There's times I've looked at mine thinking I could probably sell off some of these. I'm like, no, because I did a big purge in 2012 and I regretted selling so many figures.
No, I'm not selling anything at all. And a couple of I think it was March 25th, in our building we had a break-in, and thankfully they didn't get up here, but they got into our storage lockers and they stole a bunch of stuff from me and my wife, but mostly it was clothes. But I did have some figures down there. I did have those Seekers that I told you about, those classic Seekers. So they're all gone. And I had Classics Optimus Prime and Classics Megatron, the Nerf gun one. So I had those two.
Super 7 Ultimates. They're on Entertainment Earth right now, Fire Talks. They're in my cart.
Anyway, so that's what happened with us. But we had insurance, so it was okay.
Yeah, that's a plus. Last year for Christmas, that's why I bought the family here. Right? I've installed a security system with the alarms, the cameras, and everything. So,
well, we just got a security system for our place. So, because my brother works for TELUS, which is a telecommunications company in Canada, and he said get TELUS security right now because they just bought ADT Canada. So we now have it. So, and it's great, and it's perfect.
All right. So here we go. This will be an interesting one. Yes. What's your thoughts on the collecting community? YouTube, Facebook. I know you're in a few Facebook groups.
Yes.
So what's your thoughts on the community?
Okay. Well, this is my thoughts. For the most part, it's
now, real
great.
Quick, you're going to talk to the audience for a second because there's one drawback about drinking a lot of mics. I have to go to the restroom, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
But you can talk about the community to the community.
Okay. Well, as you guys know, the community has its ups and its downs. The ups are people support each other. It's wonderful. You're trying to find a figure and somebody may find it for you. It's great in that respect. On the other side of things, and I'm going to give you an example. Recently, I got Skyquake. I got Skyquake super early in Canada. It came in, Skyquake came in February, the end of February. So I got the figure and it was missing one of the fins on the front part that can come off. One of those was missing and it wasn't in the box. So I went back to the place that I bought it from and they gave it to me back. Anyway, and I wanted to know if it was okay to super glue them on. Okay, so I asked the question on one of the Facebook groups. Didn't somebody jump down my throat on that and said, "How come you got that figure so early?" Or you can't say that because it didn't come out yet. And I said, "Well, I'm in Canada and I got it early." And then I got into a huge tiff with this guy, and it's like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean?" Did you catch any of that, Patriot? What I was saying?
I walked in. You were talking about you got a figure early. Which one?
Okay. So I got. I'll recap for you. So I got Skyquake super early in Canada. We got it in February. The end of February. That's when I got him. Okay. And when I opened him up, one of the wings one of the front wings during the front that can come off. Yeah, the ones that are on the shoulders there, the ones that are on the top there, those ones. Yeah, they can come off, okay? So it wasn't in the box, so I was missing one. So I went back to the shop. They gave me another one. It was super good. And so what I was saying was that I was wondering in the Facebook group, I sent a message saying, is it okay if I super glue them on? Like put them on. Is that okay? Safe to do? And some guy jumped down my throat on that and said, how can you be saying stuff like that? Because it hasn't come out yet. I said, no, I'm in Canada and we got it early. It didn't seem to register with him that I had the figure already. And he's like, you can't be saying stuff like, I can't remember exactly what he said because it didn't really matter. But I was like, oh dear God. So what I was saying about the community was there's some great aspects to the community. If you can't find a figure somewhere, somebody has it and will help you to find it. The other flip side of that is you get people like this guy who he was being an ass and he just decided to jump down my throat for no good reason. And I'm sorry.
We're in the era of the keyboard warrior, though.
I know. I'm sorry. I am Canadian, but don't fucking piss us off.
Hey,
hey, don't, no, seriously, don't.
I've had that on my channel where I've had to delete comments and just totally block people from my channel because they will go off. There was, if I have a figure and they're, well, where'd you get that? And I was like,
exactly.
This is my time. I get everything. Don't go accusing me of ripping off somebody. I go out and I pre-order. I look out and find it in the store.
But this is it. I don't know what his problem was, and it's there.
There are that was the problem. He was butthurt that he didn't have it.
Exactly, and there are certain people like that. Unfortunately, in every community, not just the Transformer community, in every community, there are always going to be these trolls that are going to try and spoil your fun. And
most of the groups I'm in, though, and I think you're in a lot of them because I was in tons, but I've kind of narrowed it down. And fortunately, the ones I'm in, we all have that same mindset. So yeah, you get a troll like that, and the admin's that he's out in a heartbeat.
Well, this is it. So like there was another time where I posted, like, I'm trying to sell Legacy Kickback because I'm not going to get Shrapnel or any of the other Insecticons. I have the G1 Toys R Us reissue Insecticons, so I'm fine for that. So anyway, so I'm trying to sell this, and I was selling it for I paid $46 Canadian for him, which is quite a bit of money. So I was trying to sell him for $50, and people thought I was selling it for 50 US. So they're like, "You're never going to sell it at that price." And I'm like, "No, you idiot! It's Canadian. It's a different. It's lower. Go look in Google, look up exchange rates, and you'll be able to find exactly what I'm looking. It's $1.30 American to $1 Canadian dollar. That's what it is. It's a
people in other countries just suck.
Well,
this is it. Money.
No, but this is it. So anyway, he they nabbed him, and the admin got on my side quite quickly and said, no, it's a Canadian price. Don't get your panties in a wad. Just relax.
Oh, I now remember the last figure. He just happened to be here, or she just happened to be here on my desk. This is one I showed off a picture of that I got.
Oh yes,
I got Crasher. I had people blowing up. Where'd you find one? How'd you get one? I'm like, well, when you do YouTube and you're on Facebook, you make a lot of friends all over the place that look for stuff. Hey, man, I'm in Walmart and saw this. You want it? Yeah. And when I say, do you want it? It's like, do I want it and will I pay for it? So I bought it and paid for the shipping to get this delivered to me. So
this is it. This is what I'm saying. So, but outside of the trolls and outside of all that, then there are other people that will actually help you. If you're having a problem with a figure or what have you, or I wound up having an answer to my question about Skyquake. I was able to get somebody to help me out with it. Hey, Raz. So,
see, Raz is one of those ones that gets figures early too. Did you see his
latest
video?
I know. But did you see? And like he said in his review, if you look at the Dinobots, look at all the Dinobots, and then look at Snarl. Snarl is yellow to the rest of the Dinobots gold. The places that should be gold are actually yellow on the figure.
Well, considering we're getting Studio Series 86 Snarl, who was in the 86 movie for 3 seconds.
Yeah, I know.
Just-
Yeah, I have like 3 copies of the film. Yeah, I have 3 copies of the film, and I still have to find where he is in the film. You know, like where was he again?
That's like
What's going on?
Hound, which is really cool that they're reissuing a G1 Hound.
Yes,
And they're labeling it as part of the movie line.
Mhm.
He was in the he was standing on the ramp when Optimus Prime, you know, and that's all he did in the movie. He stood on a ramp.
Yeah.
But you know, it's nice that Hasbro is finally finding new molds to release, because I don't think they've ever re-released a Hound. Now, I didn't pick him up because I got a glorious G1 in great shape. So
there you go. There you go. I wish I had survived any of my. I wish my G1s had survived. But what happened was, my mother decided to sell them in a garage sale. And many years later, she said, "You know, you really should have stopped me." And I said, "Yeah, I should have."
I traded all my original G1s for a Super Nintendo.
Oh God! Yes, exactly. Oh, jeez.
All right. Well, speaking of your mother and stuff like that,
Yeah.
what does your family think about your toy collecting hobby?
Well, okay. So so I live with my girlfriend, and my girlfriend. We've had conversations about my toy collecting, and this is part of the reason that I'm no longer going to be collecting anymore. Because she said, you know, you're spending a lot of money on toys, and you're a grown ass man. What are you doing buying toys? So she said to me, listen, after Menasor and the Tarn, that's it. That's it. You're done.
Everybody in the chat and watching this at home right now, please have a moment of silence for Benjamin and make the whip sounds, if you will.
Well, okay.
And
let me backtrack a little bit and say that I was. I think it had to do with the eBay purchases that were a lot of money. All that stuff. Like at one point, I spent $600. So in one go. So that
your wife might have something there then.
Yes, yeah, she did. She definitely did. We've had long drawn out. She was paying for groceries while I was paying for figures.
Gotcha.
So she said, you know, and right now, of course, and for a while, I had been like in 2021, I was let go from my job. I have a new job now, but after 15 years, I was let go. So I was 9 months on unemployment, and I was able to just sit there with this compensation that they gave me. They gave me a package. So I went, ooh, but no. And so, yeah, so she does have a point, and she's been extremely patient with me. So, as to my mother is recovering from, well, she in 2021 she had cancer, so but she's doing much better now. My father's no longer with us. He passed of cancer. My brother was like, collect what you want. It's your money. You do it. Just do it. I said, oh, well, I wish I lived with you. But his family would have something to say. So, but no, I'm kidding. My wife has been very, very, very patient with me, and she got me the PS5, so I have nothing to complain about. I have absolutely nothing to complain about. She's a dream.
My wife noticed the PS5 one day. What's that? That's PS5. When did you get that? A couple weeks ago. Why? Well, I needed to.
Yeah. Well, no, but that's it, because you know the games coming out, they're not making them for PS4 anymore. All of them are for PS5 now. The last one they made.
Oh, it's funny. I never buy a new. It's funny how we went Transformers video games just like that.
Yeah.
But I hardly ever buy a new game. I'll either wait for it to go on sale, or there's so many games that I missed because I'm of that age where I'm like, ooh, new game, play it for a couple days. Ooh, new game.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, when I get into a new game, I'm hooked, and I'm playing Jedi Survivor right now, the new one that just came out. But I played God of War on PS4 and then PS5, so I played it twice.
I
But
need to beat the first one so I can play the second one that came with my PS5.
okay, 2018. You're still on 2018. Okay, no,
Now, like I
that's
said,
fine.
I don't with my thing too with doing the YouTube stuff
Yes.
is when you do YouTube, you got to keep that content rolling. I try to have
Yes.
something out every 3 days, and usually if I have free time, I'm up here making a review.
Yeah.
I'd love to sit down and play the games, but now that I've got this going, I don't want to lose my algorithm. That's why
No. Yeah.
I try to. That's why my videos are so random too. It's like, I'll do G1,
Yeah.
Toy hacks. Here's all the new stuff.
Yes.
Boom, back to G1 because I don't have anything new to throw up. Like last night, I wanted to get a video out. My plan was the Toyhax Centurion drone.
Yes.
Plus, I need to get my new monthly Toyhax code out.
Yes.
And I didn't have time. A Toyhax review takes me anywhere from 3 to 4 hours because I filmed the before, then I have to apply everything, then I film the after. And I thought to myself, well, I got to do something quick tonight, and that's why I grabbed the throttle bots. I mean, super simple transformations, and
yes, and I saw that review. It was great. No, I watch every single review that you do, and the Toyhax decals or the Toyhax videos. If you didn't put those out, I wouldn't be able to put them on. So I need your review and your video in order to find out where the hell they go on the figure, because I'm going to
do him next.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do Needle Nose.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do Tarn. So this month, the only real new figure I have that I haven't even opened yet is Prowl. He's one that I bought.
Okay.
Because he came in the case. I pre-ordered from Entertainment Earth the whole case.
Okay.
I mean, save a couple bucks.
Right.
And I have no attachment to this guy. He's a newer figure, so I'll probably just review him later on. But then again, you have that problem with the new reviews. When that new figure comes out, everybody's reviewing it.
Yes. That's it. But I'll be waiting for your Tarn, because I have the decals for Tarn, as I said before, and I'll be waiting for that. So he's waiting on there on the shelf, waiting to be decaled up, and once he's decaled up,
I think I have his decals. Those might have come in the other day, because Toyhax gets me just like the rest of you guys. Are like, ooh, here's that order, and I'll place an order, and then like a day later, another batch. I'm like,
well, this is it. So I ordered about a week and a half ago, and I got it like maybe a couple of days ago. And this is interesting because they're in.
You probably get them ASAP. It takes me 2 weeks.
Could take about. Well, it takes about a week. About a week, depending on, because it's snail mail, right? So, it all depends. I mean, they're in Ontario, and it takes, I guess, about a week and a half, something like that. But nice. But yeah, I got them, and the moment they said decals for Tarn, I went, ooh, and I picked it up right away because,
and I was excited I was for the decals for Tarn. I really can't wait for the Transmetal Megatron decals to show up.
Oh, yes. Okay, they haven't released that yet, eh?
Yeah, it's on the way.
Okay.
Horndale, I would love to, but I have this many bots. I can stick them on my finger and you can pretend, but I don't know. Hey, Rodimus. I'll say you might have an attachment to Animated Prowl when I get my video finished. He's one of my con bros. All of us, I cannot wait for TF Con, and I could care less about going to buy toys. I'm going for a weekend of hanging out with my bros. I mean, just a bunch of dudes in their 40s and 50s talking about robots and drinking.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Well,
all right, here we are. We'll hit you with the last question.
Yep. Okay.
This is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Any final thoughts or words of wisdom to fellow collectors out there?
Any words of wisdom?
Gosh, it's like I come up with these questions to be hard on purpose.
Before you, okay. Words of wisdom for fellow collectors. Number 1, get yourself a good job.
Don't live in Canada with those prices.
Well, look, if you're going to live here, and living here is not bad, it's great, but just get yourself a good job that makes a lot of money if you're going to do this, because the prices are insane and they're going to be going up. I think it was Dennis Gottbot that said that it went up like 113% in 1 year. So our prices are really, really bad. But anyway,
see, I get people that bitch to me about prices. Well, I'm gonna quit because there's no sense in those being so high. And I'm like, have you not bought anything lately? Gas, groceries, clothes, anything.
Well, this is it. Everything's gone up.
Everything's going up, and they're not coming down. Bitch all you want. It's not happening. Either shell out the other $5 or just reel your collecting back in. Like I said, I'm not sure if we were online. I said this or not, but 2020 through 2022, I was buying a lot of figures just to review.
Yes.
I was buying figures I didn't really want just to put in front of the cameras. Like, I got to get that to review it. I'm not doing that anymore because I had somebody ask me the other day, hey, Patriot, why are you not reviewing any Revenge or Rise of the Beast toys? And I'm like, I don't want any. I'm not buying any. They're like, well, everybody else is reviewing them. I was like, okay, I don't want any.
No.
So I'm not going to buy something to review that I don't want.
Exactly.
I mean, that's why I'm trying to tone myself down as far as the spending's concerned. Two is I'm not going to buy all the other stuff. I'm sticking like with Legacy, the G1-ish type stuff. I mean, I appreciate people wanting my opinion on them, but I'm just not buying figures to put in front of the camera.
Well, and that's it. Like you said, everything's gone up in price. I think I read that in the US, a bacon was what? $10 for a pound of bacon, you know?
Are you familiar with Cheez-Its? Cheez-It crackers?
Yeah. They have them here.
They have a wafer cracker called Cheez-It Snapped. I love those crackers.
Yes.
I went to buy a bag to take to work the other day. They were in U.S. prices. A bag of snapped crackers was $4.69.
Oh my God!
I'm not paying almost $5 for a bag of crackers. So, I mean, it's just it's now become cheaper to eat out than buy groceries.
Well, this is it. This is why we make we get the hamburger meat. We make meat sauce. We make shepherd's pie. We make all these things and we freeze it. That's why. Because anyway, I don't know why we started to talk about groceries on top of Transformers.
My stuff derails.
but anyway, back to your question about fellow wisdom to collectors. Collect what you want. Don't feel pressure from other people. Collect whatever you want. If you want to collect Transformers, that's one thing. You want to collect whatever you want, collect it. Even if it's something that you think that people will laugh at. I know there are people that collect all kinds of things.
And like rock lords.
Well, okay. Well, yeah.
Fire toxins in the chin.
Rock lords. Yeah. Well, rock lords, insectoids, or whatever it is that you collect. Even if you collect My Little Pony or Barbie, you collect it. It's yours. And if you like it, you win. This is the mantra that I go with. If you like it, you win. So don't let somebody else.
That goes into something I've noticed on YouTube over the last few years.
Yeah.
Especially during the chaotic era that we live in now. I have made more friends and more connections. Hell, you live in Canada.
Yes.
How did we meet? Collecting plastic action figures. And like I said, I have made more friends and made more connections through these plastic robots than anything I've ever done in my life. Like you and I have never spoke before other than chat, right?
Right.
We're talking online tonight like we've known each other forever.
I know.
I love that about the community and these plastic, expensive little bastards that are all over my wall right here.
Especially this dude here. Oh my good God, was he ever expensive? But he is glorious. He is absolutely amazing, and especially when the Toyhax decals are on him, he is just
I made a lot of friends happy with that figure because out of the blue, my Walmart got like 3 cases in, and I bought every case and sold them to my friends at cost.
Yeah, wasn't it a holy shit moment when
it was a holy shit moment because I was right there, and I know I offended some woman and a child that was looking at the figures. They're on the other side because I just walked in, looked down, went, "Holy shit!" And so she whips around. Of course, I'm 6'4", and she's like 5'2", and she's like, and I'm just loading them up in my arm.
Oh, geez. Yeah, no, but that's it. That's the difference between Walmart's, like stores in the U.S. and stores here. Because Walmart, I don't know, well, your Walmart, I know is a little different, but most U.S. Walmarts will have the turnover of figures. That
every 4 months, I get new figures.
No, okay. All right.
If that.
Yes. But even worse for us is that the Walmart that's close to me had the same figures for a year. So I believe it was the bot that you called Rusty, right? The Netflix Sparkless bot.
Yeah.
Okay. That was in
Rusty, and Shitstorm was the jet.
Yes. Okay. So I couldn't find Shitstorm. Oh, I did find Shitstorm, but I found him.
Oh, that name sticked.
But I found him through another guy through Facebook. What happened was I had bought 2 hot links accidentally. Okay, so what I did was I took one of them and I traded it for Shitstorm. So I got Shitstorm, and I'm only calling him Shitstorm because you called him Shitstorm.
I got to talk to Toyhax. Got to make a Shitstorm decal set, please. I'm begging you.
But in any event, I really like I thought up another name for him that was really cool. But anyway, but getting back to the Sparkless bot, so that was in the Walmart for a year, and it never changed. It was the same bot. Every time I look on the app, it'd be the same stupid bots. And then I don't know about your Walmart, but if you look on the app, you get the third-party sellers that can sell on the Walmart app. So some of the prices were just, what is this, $84 for this? What are you talking about? Then you go to the store and it's different. So you have to put in store and go there. But it was, so our stores, no. I got all my bots online, as I order online all the time. Because I can't go toy hunting. There's no selection here, at least and it's funny because Montreal is a major metropolitan city like Toronto.
Shitstorm's getting flagged
a lot. but I love it. But
start calling him fecal rainfall.
Oh God.
Rodimus has a point. So you go to Walmart, it's all stuff you have. I mean, I went the other day, and it's all Legacy Wave 2, which I got months ago.
Yes.
And for some odd reason, it's just like they keep just getting restocked of the Studio Series Bumblebee, Ironhide, and RC. There for a while, didn't see those figures at all, and now it's all I see. And it's like every site I go to. So that's why I'd go to, like Rodimus said, Entertainment Earth a lot. The only problem with Entertainment Earth is their shipping.
Mm-hmm.
It will stay in processing for like a week before it finally ships. It takes forever, yet, I mean, it does arrive. There was one time I ordered a case of one wave of Legacy figures, and those arrived pretty quick. And they came with, it was 3 Legacy figures, and then I got Studio Series 86%. That's the one. Studio Series 86%.
Perceptor. Okay.
And I reviewed Perceptor first because nobody was getting him. And that's when I got you stealing that figure? Where'd you get that? And I'm like, I pre-ordered it.
God's
I just happened to get it early.
I don't know. I mean, you're always going to get those kind of people in every sort of single fandom. You're always going to get that. No matter what you're talking about, Transformers, G.I. Joe, friggin' even when you're playing your PS5 games, you're going to get these people. And it happens all the time. And I hear it at cons all the time when I'm there in there, and you get the one person that stands up and says, "Do you remember in episode whatever it was?" And the guest is like, I don't remember that. Like if you ask Peter Cullen, why did Optimus Prime say this in episode 246? And I can't even remember what I had for breakfast. What are you talking about? So there are certain people, and then they get angry about certain things. Why? And this is where the whole, as everyone's come to call it, the woke culture, it's called it. And it's just why.
That's like people ask me, why did this happen and that? And usually my Facebook comment is, well, it was in the script.
Yes, it was in the script. There you go.
Script.
Yeah, that's it. Like I still rewatch the Transformers movie, and actually I think I'm gonna have my niece over fairly soon, and I'm gonna get her into that. I know my brother's got 2 girls, and I know one of them is severely into Star Wars, and I want to get her into Transformers. I want to get her into Transformers because she seems to have an interest in the boys' toys. So let's get her into the Transformers.
God, Lord, my dog just farted.
Oh. Oh God.
Woo! Damn.
See, we've got 2 cats, so when they fart, oh my God. One at some point they'd be on my wife's lap, and then she'd so
that's all this thing does. He eats, sleeps, and farts. I mean, that's all he does. Anyway, we just totally derailed again.
Yeah, we totally derailed again. But
that's pretty much it. My questions are wrapped up, and my final thing to you is thank you for being a channel member and supporting my channel. I really, really appreciate it. I don't
more than welcome.
Tell you guys enough. That's why I put your name in the credits at the end of every video. You're going to be a channel member. You are going to get acknowledged. And I appreciate you coming on with this. And any other channel members out there that want to do this thing, let me know via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. However, I do have 4 other guests lined up, but I'm taking names and to keep this going. I mean, if it's something that is a hit, more people like to see, because we interview the YouTubers and the stars and things like that, but just like hopping on with an everyman, just another fellow collector, just like you and I hanging out in a con. And I've enjoyed talking to you.
Exactly. It was great talking to you too. Now, I do know that you're a metal fan, right? You are a metal fan, right? Yeah. Okay. So in 2019, right before the pandemic, right before everything went to hell, I saw Iron Maiden in Montreal, and it was just Iron Maiden's my favorite. If they made a transforming Eddie, that would be awesome. But
it was a Funko Potty.
Yeah. I have the Funko Pop. I have the Number of the Beast one. But now he's a samurai.
2019, last concert I went to is I took my son to see Alice Cooper.
Oh, yeah, I did see Alice Cooper because Alice Cooper did open for Maiden back in 2012. So that was awesome. Oh yeah, and did he bring out the big Frankenstein rope?
The Frankenstein. Yes. He did the guillotine.
Yes.
And he sung one of my all-time favorite Alice Cooper songs, "Man Behind the Mask," because me and Jason.
Yes. Oh no, I know you and Jason. Well, of course, he wears a hockey mask. How Canadian can you be? Ooh. So but yeah. So no, I'm severely into the metal. I mean, they, all of them from.
That's not a fun fact. That's a depressing fact. Go to a concert. Live a little.
Yes. Go to a concert. Like. I've seen Maiden I've been lucky enough to see Iron Maiden twice. I'd love to see if Megadeth came. I'd love to see them. Not so much Metallica anymore. Metallica's not good anymore. They were good way back in the 80s.
Oh yeah, everything was better in the 80s.
Oh yeah. Hey, if the 80s, if we could go back to the 80s, I would, in a heartbeat. But that's all I got. But
and that's all I got.
Yeah.
And we've done this
So-
for an hour. So, it's 11 o'clock now. And I
I got to
wanna
get up to go to work.
everybody who hung out with us. I mean, it's a Friday night.
Oh,
You guys
yes.
are hanging out watching two 40-plus nerds talk about collecting toys. But considering you're on here watching us, you're all nerds too. It works out really good.
I like the term geek.
Yeah,
Geeks-
geek nerd.
Geek is a better term. Yeah. Yeah, we're all geeks.
Exactly. Let's see. I was
All
trying to think if
right.
I need to say anything else. But man, once again, thank you so much for agreeing to come on, or actually volunteering to come on to be my guinea pig to see if this show would be worth a damn. And apparently it was.
yes.
I think everybody had a good time. You seem to have a good time. I didn't put you on the spot too much. And
No. It was wonderful to talk to you. It was wonderful to be here. And invite me back anytime. Anytime. I'm
you
game.
got it. And for everyone in the chat, thanks for hanging out. I was going to say, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, but the only way you can comment on this video is you are a subscriber. So thanks for subscribing. And, well, I guess if anybody watches this later on, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. This is Patriot Prime signing out. Hoo-ah!
Hooah!